Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever found yourself just completely fascinated by relationships that seem to defy all logic?
Hmm.
You know, those really peculiar dynamics where one person endures constant humiliation, betrayal, maybe even literal punches, yet they just keep coming back for
Mm.
more.
Yeah, what's fascinating here, I think, is how it just challenges our conventional understanding of human behavior.
Yeah.
It really makes you ask, why stay when all the signs point to heading for the hills?
Exactly.
So today we're diving deep into a case study that's, well, it's particularly wild.
Right. Our mission in this deep dive is to extract the most jaw-dropping, maybe head-scratching nuggets from a whole bunch of sources. We're talking transcripts from various YouTube videos, things like
Oh yeah, the titles alone tell a story.
Ben Thorp versus Lalo. Lalo on edge, slams open door. That's part 1 of 3. Then there's Street Showdown and this post-gay bar drama, part 2.
And part 3, the gay bridge burning 2+ hours of Ben calling Lalo a homosexual. Quite descriptive.
It really is. We also looked at Grace Thorpe versus Lalo. Lalo humiliated for simping for Grace, and Grace and Ben Seif chat donates directly to Lalo for a struggle session.
Don't forget, War Chief Sucker punches Lalo on Grace Thorpe livestream. And Grace Thorpe's FWB stories, so sexting Lalo, curving Darius, and everything in between. Quite the collection.
Quite the collection indeed.
So we're going to explore this bizarre, often comedic, and sort of shockingly persistent relationship between this character named Lalo and the Thorpes.
Yeah.
We're really focusing on the repeated humiliation, the betrayal.
Yeah, and the Thorpes' attempts to sort of force Lalo out of the closet, which is a whole other layer.
Right. And Lalo's consistent, almost magnetic return to them despite everything. So get ready for a wild ride.
Okay, so our story really kicks off with Lalo. He's described in these sources as a, quote, beta orbiter.
Right, the classic term.
Yeah, someone who's been trying to bang Grace Thorpe for years. Apparently, they've met only 7 times, but his dedication is, well, unwavering seems like an understatement.
It really does. And Lalo even played this undercover role, secretly documenting events at the Ali Jamal mansion, sending back insider information, photos.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading that.
There's even this memorable detail where the fruit punch at some event was nicknamed Log's Blood. Sort of a weird inside joke, I guess.
Yeah, bit grim.
But this initial dynamic, it really sets the stage for Lalo's deeply ingrained connection with this group.
So you'd think, okay, he does this undercover stuff. He's clearly devoted. Maybe he gets some respect, some basic kindness.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
But no.
Huh.
This is where it gets really interesting and kind of uncomfortable. Despite all this, the Thorpes and their circle seem to put him through this constant humiliation ritual. It's almost theatrical.
It really is. And one of the early incidents involved Lalo apparently feeding Grace Adderall.
Right, and she developed what they called speed jaw or stim jaw from it. Visible effects.
Yeah, exactly. And then, in his attempts to be this sort of Casanova, he tried the infamous hover hand.
Oh God, the hover hand. Cringe.
Total cringe. It was met with immediate dismissal, like, he hover-handed, oh no, that was wrong, nobody, no, oh, that hurt my heart a bit. Just brutal public shutdown.
It somehow gets even better, or maybe worse. You have to picture the scene. Lalo, still trying to, bang Grace, ends up in a bed where Grace is apparently cuddling with her dad.
Yeah, while Lalo is just sitting up, sleeping alone, inches away.
It's just the visual. It perfectly captures his place in that dynamic, completely dismissed even when physically close, almost like a bizarre sitcom.
Totally. And the public humiliation just ramps up. Grace herself explicitly puts him on blast as nothing but a dirty simp and beta bitch.
Oof. Direct hit.
And then he faces this panel, like 4 different women, who just proceed to call him beta and friend-zoned right to his face.
Wow, like a trial.
It was described as an unwinnable scenario. A Kobashi Maru, remember that from Star Trek?
The no-win simulation out.
Exactly. And Grace even tells him directly there was no attraction, just demolishing any hope he might have had right there in public.
Okay, but for pure, unadulterated cringe comedy, it has to be the drip debacle.
Oh, the drip. Yes.
Lalo claims, with incredible confidence, that Grace was wet for him after a dance. He actually said, I felt a drip, like as you were getting up.
He genuinely seemed to believe she was so wet that it dripped through your pants.
You can't make this stuff up. The secondhand embarrassment is intense just reading about it.
And then it got brutally degunked, right? It came out that the drip was probably just sweat.
Yeah.
Or maybe tequila spilled on his pants.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This led to him being basically exposed as a virgin
Hmm.
and just ridiculed relentlessly for supposedly not knowing how a vagina works.
Crushing, absolutely crushing public embarrassment. And
Yeah.
yet,
And yet he sticks around,
yeah.
which is just baffling.
So, okay, the romantic humiliation wasn't enough. There's this whole other angle. Ben Thorp constantly trying to psychologize Lalo
Yeah.
and basically call him gay.
Yeah, aggressively pushing him to explore his sexuality. It's quite something.
And Lalo doesn't really fight back hard on this, which is also strange.
It really picked up, apparently, after they all went to a gay bar.
Yeah.
Ben just relentlessly suggested Lalo had undeltered with homosexual tendencies.
He straight up called him a total homosexual, right?
Yeah.
And used some really offensive language.
Oh, absolutely. Things like, things slow through and through every cell of your body. And then telling him to go back there and find some dudes and just go for it. It's incredibly invasive.
And Lalo's response is just sort of deflection, like, I don't care, or I'm not gay.
Yeah, or didn't freak me out. I was bored. He keeps trying to sidestep it, but Ben just keeps hammering away. Ben even compared it to Lalo begging me to fucking clock you.
It's like he just lets this line of attack continue. The lack of strong denial is almost as weird as the accusations themselves.
And Grace chimed in too, noting his behavior did change after we went to the club, saying he seemed triggered.
So even she's kind of validating Ben's angle there.
Seems like it. The whole thing devolved into this weird debate about what's gross versus funny, with Ben claiming Lalo wants physical intimacy with a man and is into gay BDSM.
It's just an incredibly awkward, persistent thing he endures. A public psychoanalysis he never asked for.
Exactly. And never really shuts down.
Okay, so it wasn't just personal or sexual humiliation. It hit his wallet and reputation, too. There are claims Grace used him for drugs and money.
Right. Adding that material cost to the emotional toll.
And then there were the fights over donos, the donations from viewers.
Yeah, Lalo seemed to think he deserved 13 of them, like he was a partner in this whole content creation thing.
But the Thorpes saw it differently. They called him a selfish asshole who didn't make any content. Said, you just took care of yourself.
So a very public argument about his value, or lack thereof, in their little ecosystem. More public shaming.
And Grace delivered that final blow, didn't she? Telling him, it's your worthless, spineless worm personality.
Oof. Yeah, that's about as direct and brutal as it gets. Right to the core.
And still, he stays. It's unbelievable.
And then it even escalated to physical violence. He got sucker punched by this guy, Adam, a Thorpe associate.
Who was described as, like, totally fucking wasted, maybe 120 pounds. Not exactly a heavyweight contender.
No. So you've got the mockery, the personal attacks, the money issues, the sexuality questioning, and now physical assault.
And here is the absolute core of this whole bizarre story. Despite all of that, Lalo keeps coming back.
Consistently. Inexplicably.
The sources all highlight it. Everyone around them is wondering, why doesn't he just leave? But he always returns to the Thorpe's orbit.
Like a magnet. Even if he leaves physically, he finds his way back. It's perplexing.
And his own explanations are, well, there's something. He actually says, I love the attention.
Yeah, and calls himself a sick fuck who will resort to everything.
So it seems like the content, the attention, no matter how negative, that's the driving force. It outweighs basic self-preservation.
It really seems that way. He even acknowledges how absurd it is, saying, I'm just trying to, be honest about it. He knows it's weird, but he leans into it.
So, after digging through all this, what does it all mean? We've looked at this incredibly bewildering social dynamic. It's a deep dive into chasing connection, even when that connection is just public humiliation and degradation.
Right. And it really highlights how these online spaces can create these almost performative relationships that don't follow normal rules.
Yeah.
And this whole saga raises a big question, doesn't it? In this world driven by content and online performance, is Lalo's unwavering commitment? Is it some kind of unique, maybe warped resilience?
Or is it just a cautionary tale about sacrificing your well-being, your dignity, maybe even your safety, for a twisted sense of belonging or just eyeballs online?
It's definitely a lot to mull over.
Right.
And when you connect it to the bigger picture, it makes you think about why people stay in situations that are clearly bad for them, especially when there's an audience.
Is the show itself the real prize, even if the cost is that profound? And how much are the platforms themselves shaping this kind of interaction? Definitely gives you something to think about.